Okay. Good morning, all. I see many of you have joined now. We had less quorum, hence we are discussing some plans, how to apply for the job, who should apply, who should wait. Then Vishnu sir had some question. We were discussing that this is the same question which he put on the WhatsApp group, right? So now I see sufficient quorum is there, so we can proceed. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible to you?
Yes.
Great. So we're done with almost all the topics. As in, I will be always using almost because there are 1,000+ services in Azure, and there are many services which are related to infrastructure, and we haven't touched them, right? So we are never claiming that we know all of it or we have covered all of it, but maximum, whatever. Now I told you that few of you have already started giving interviews. We had interview other day, so whatever they are asking, right? Whatever they have been asking, everything we have covered in terms of questions, also in terms of topics also. So we are done with most of it, almost all of it. Just one thing is pending, that is your monitoring, right? So now let's quickly have a look at this, that what is Azure monitoring, what kind of questions do you get. It's not that big topic, small one, maybe theory part will also do. If you want to do the practical, do it. Focus on migration, guys, please, right? Try to do at least one practical, or remember the theory properly. That is very important. Right? Now let's talk about monitoring. Monitoring in Azure, it's nothing different from what is monitoring. Anyone who has worked in infrastructure side or admin side, service desk, anyone, right? You guys understand what is monitoring. Even if you are not from IT, you understand what is monitoring. Monitoring is nothing, but it is a way or a method where you keep monitoring few things, where you keep observing few things, which can give you a heads up that this problem can occur, this issue may occur. Monitoring can be anywhere, not necessary it has to be in Azure, not necessary it has to be a technical, right? Even at our borders, we do monitoring, right? We call that patrolling. Our police personals, they do it in night time, right? We call that patrolling. What is it? It is monitoring. That they are monitoring the situation. What are they looking for? They're looking for some alerts. Okay, do you see anything suspicious? Do you think anything which is abnormal? Okay. And what it does, it helps you to work on that issue which hasn't even occurred, which might occur, and you can work on that proactively and save something for you. If we come back to the Azure part now, technical part, what is monitoring? Monitoring, it's when you have thousands of servers. Few of them may go down, maybe on daily basis, right? What could be the issues? If we're talking about hard on-prem data center, what issues did we have earlier? Very silly issues, as in silly, as in very small issues, which uh, which is beyond control, but very small, but the impact is same. See, if server is down, your application is not working. You are losing your business. No matter how silly was the reason, how funny was the reason, right? Ultimately application is down, so the impact which you have, that is real. You lose billions and millions of dollars and crores of rupees and money. You do that once your application is down. If it is an application like Amazon, Flipkart, right? It is big billion day sale, prime day sales, etc. That time application is not working for any reason, or in normal days also, right? Make my trip, etc., where tickets are being booked on hourly basis, they are generating revenue, and application is down, so they are losing money. Technical reason could be silly, could be funny, could be small, but the business impact is real, right? So this is serious. Now, what kind of issues we used to face normally in data center? Now you will not see that in data center, right? uh, if there's a physical machine, smallest and silliest reason issue, fan, right? Fan is not working. Why isn't it not working? Maybe there is dust on the fan. Fan is not working. Ultimately, that fan will lead to heat the system. Motherboard will be heated, your server will be heated, your processor will be heated, RAM will be heated, right? And ultimately, what will happen if there is a certain degree heat, then it will shut down, system will shut down itself. The moment system is shut down, your application stops working, and then you have loss, business loss. So now we are facing that problem frequently, then what to do? Then that time monitoring people came with some sensors, right? Okay, put this sensor. This sensor will just monitor the fan and let you know on this screen or somewhere, it will let you know that this fan has started acting weirdly, differently. Initially, it was working on 5000 RPM and now suddenly it is working on 2000 RPM, right? Which means it is going to go get down. So it became easier for engineers and data center technicians to go and check what's wrong. Do we have to change the fan? Are dust is there, right? What is it? Similarly, mm, towards network, right? Monitoring, what they have started doing, they start sending some softwares, they start sending some heartbeats or ping each other continuously. So even if data is lost, let's say some wire is there, right? And that wire, it's not yet disconnected completely, but it is very bad in condition. It is fluctuating. Right? So these networking monitoring systems, they keep sending data. So what happens over there? It will give you the report that you sent 100 packets. Normally, all hundreds should be received and sent. 100% data should be there. But here we see 95%, 98%, 90%, which means there is a fluctuation in cables, right? Now you know that this monitoring has been set up from this server to this one. So your networking team knows to go there and check the hardware, check if the wire replacement is needed. So they can do this proactively. See, shutting down the server suddenly, it's an incident. It's a production loss. If you have to change the cable or change the fan, you have to shut down the server, no doubt. There also you have to shut down the server. You need downtime. But there you can plan it, right? You can divert the traffic to some other server, make your server free, then shut it down. Or you plan it for night hours, off business hours, right? So by that, you do the minimum impact on your production server. These are very legacy examples I have shared with you. Fan and cable nowadays in cloud, you don't have to worry about it, right? Do you go ahead and change cable in Microsoft Azure's data center? No, that is Azure's responsibility. Do you care about the fan which is there on that physical computer on which your machine has been virtualized? No, you don't mind, you don't care about it. Forget fan, you don't care about motherboard, RAM, CPU. It is all Azure's responsibility. You have told them that I need 4 GB RAM in this machine, so it is their responsibility that their hardware should always have 4 GB RAM available. Then what is your responsibility? What could be your responsibility? Your responsibility can be that those 4 GB on those machine, how much out of it is being utilized? Are you getting that much of traffic that 90% of 4 GB is being utilized? Right? Then what? Then you should get some alert. Okay? By the way, for that also we do have solutions that if uh, RAM utilization is exceeding or CPU utilization is exceeding, then another machine should be there automatically. What is that solution, guys? That if I have two machines and the average RAM of those machine, it's increasing. Let's say threshold I have selected 70%. It has went to 80% and it is there for 10 minutes, right? Now I have to go and manually check the machine, kill the process, etc. But I'm looking for a solution which can automatically create a machine if it goes 70% and beyond. So do we have any
Scaling,
service?
scaling,
Scale
Scaling, it's
scale
very
out,
generic term. Yes, it is, answer is correct,
scale out.
but very generic term. Scaling is there in AWS also. Scaling is there in GCP also. Oracle, everywhere.
VMSS.
VMSS, yes. VMSS is the term you should be using. Scaling is not incorrect answer, by the way. Scaling is correct answer. But I always told you, I have been telling you this. Focus on jargons. Try to use maximum technical jargons, right? You're not the only one sitting there for the interview. Difference between you and another candidate should be that you're using a lot of jargons which which gives confidence to the interviewer that you have really worked. Because if you actually work, you will see all these options in front of your eyes, right? On every maybe every alternate day or daily basis. So you remember them. How will he know, interviewer, how you speak, what you speak based on that? So try to use jargons, yes. So VMSS is the technology or the service which we have, which allows us to have extra machines, right? But not all of them are you going to use VMSS. And even if I'm using VMSS, I need to know, right, when it went up, when it went down. So for reasons like this, we can use monitoring. Right now, let's go ahead and start monitoring. Let's start reading the theory part, and then we'll see a little bit of practical. Now, Azure Monitor. Monitoring is the concept which I explained, right? Azure Monitor is a tool that collects. Let me show it to you first. It's not Azure Monitoring. Okay, Azure Monitoring, it's the concept, guys, right? Monitoring is concept, like load balancer is a concept, load balancing is a concept, and load balancer we have as a service. Azure Monitor Workspace, Azure Monitor Dashboard with Grafana, all of these are Azure Monitor services, right? Azure Monitor for VM, we can go from VM as well, we can go from the monitoring section as well. That we are going to see when we do the practical. I'll show it to you in thorough manner. But this is what your Azure Monitor is. It's a service. You can go from here as well. If you're on a machine, monitoring could be your network level monitoring. It could be your operating system monitoring, that we are going to see that which one will we use and where. So this is the monitoring section which we haven't covered yet. Here it is, right? So we'll come back here and see what all do we have here. First, let's check the theory part. Okay. So Azure Monitor is a tool that collects and analyzes the data. Now, whatever examples I have given you, those are very simple, very basic, very layman, right? There is something going to happen, just send the alert. Very basic. Nowadays, in modern term, cloud, etc., it's not only monitoring, it also analyzes the data about various Azure resources. So Azure Monitor can be used for various resources, not only for virtual machine, right? And infrastructure which these resources are running on. So you can also monitor your hardware. You can do that also. We have host level monitor. Host level monitor means if you want to do the monitoring for your virtual machine, your storage, fast service, NIC, disk monitor, you can separately monitor your disk also, right? And we have guest level monitoring as well. Azure Monitor collects data, metrics, logs based on metric logs inside and provide the visualize which can be set up. As in, you don't literally have to read all the data. It will give you a proper chart or maybe a pie or a diagram, anything which looks very fancy, colorful, and easy to read. You don't have to go ahead and check uh, last 10 days data one by one. Maybe you can have a simple graph in front of you. It will show you that on so and so date it went to 90%. Remaining, it will show you red. Remaining all are green. So it becomes easier for you to understand. Now you can go ahead and check what happened on so and so day. Let's say Thursday, it was 90%. So you can go ahead and check with the application what happened Thursday. Was there some problem with application? Were we working? Was there any downtime? Or did we actually have extra traffic, right? If yes, then why? Did we have any campaign? So even you can know, you will do your business study over there, right? Azure monitoring will know the technical terms, but Azure monitoring will never know that why it happened. Right? Why isn't technical reason will be there? Whether RAM wasn't working well or out of two RAM, one was down, that is separate thing. Or traffic was extra. But if traffic was extra, why? Did you run some campaign? Right? Did you launch some new product and people started liking that? Did you change some UI? People started liking that. This will come with a combination of technical and business people, right? So they should also know. Now they cannot go ahead and keep on reading for last 90 days. So you can use these graphics as well, which you get with Azure Monitor. Then what are the metrics which we can select at the time of monitoring? Fine, I'm monitoring the virtual machine, but virtual machine again is a big term. What do you want me to monitor in virtual machine? Do you want me to monitor IOPS, disk, what? So the metrics we can use here, it's CPU. By the way, what is metrics? It's a numerical data that defines properties like CPU usage, memory usage, network usage, graphic, etc. Right? Graphic card, if you have in any, let's say you are into gaming business, right? And you are using a graphic card. So what kind of utilization that graphic card is doing, right? You are doing monitoring because based on that only you are going to release your game. Based on that, you are going to suggest something to your customers that, okay, to run my game, you'll require this kind of graphic card. Right? So you required monitoring on that, you can have that as well. Now logs, it is again under monitoring. What are the logs? Logs are events, performance, data, traces, etc. Specific application are stored in Azure monitoring logs in data format. What are logs? Let me show it to you. In my computer also, if I want to check something, I'll simply go and look for event viewer. Event viewer, it's an inbuilt monitoring system, you can say. It is by Microsoft. It comes in Windows. Let me open that and I'll show it to you. And you can see how granular details it gives. I'm sure many of you have seen it already, but let me cover it. And then we are going to see an Azure. So once it is open, here it is. It can give you application logs. It can give you security logs, that who logged into my system. It can give you system logs. So let's focus on system logs now. It may take some time to appear here. So in Azure also, you can set up something like this, where you will get the complete data. We have already seen one activity log, right? I hope you remember that. That who turned on your machine, who changed the size of the machine, that is also there. Now look at this. It is not something that which is covering very just major impact. It is covering everything. Whatever is happening, it covers everything. Say it's today's date, 11:30, hardly 9 minutes ago. It is an information to start the type background intelligence service, change from auto start to demand start. The start type of background intelligent transfer service. This is a name of a service. It was changed from auto. Initially, it was on auto start, and now it has been changed to demand start. These are the stages of service. You don't have to worry about it, right? But I'm just showing it to you that this kind of detailed information, any warning, what is this warning? Name resolution of the name, tearing this out of turn and configuration DNS responded. Hmm. See, now it is not impacting me, but if my application needed this DNS name, then I know already that there is something wrong and I'll have to go ahead and check. Okay? Similarly, you have your setup logs. Similarly, you have your security logs. Setup logs will have who updated the machine, what was there, etc., etc. Security logs, who logged into the machine, who has admin access, who installed something, what was changed, what got removed, right? So all this we can have in Azure as well. Now we have 10 seconds left in this session. Let me stop join without any break immediately, guys. I'm stopping the session. Let's join without any break.